Hello and blessings to you, and welcome back to the study of the book of the Apocalypse. The first 3 chapters showed us the assemblies that they are teaching the correct doctrine, and the other 5 that have failed. Now the verses today introduce you to the Most High, His power, His throne, and allow me to use an analogy here. If you don't know the history of your sports rivalry, how do you know which team is the good guy and which team is the bad guy? The book of Apocalypse, chapter 4, verse 1. And after this I saw a door having been opened in the Shamayim, and the first voice which I heard was like a trumpet speaking to me, saying, Come up here, and I shall show you what has to take place after this. Notice everything up to this point is about being an overcomer. All the doctrines that are being taught, with only one doctrine being rooted in truth from Genesis. 4:2. And immediately I came to be in the Ruach, and I saw a throne placed in the Shamayim, and seated on the throne. 3. And he who sat there was like a jasper and a ruby stone in appearance. And there was a rainbow around the throne, like an emerald in appearance. Remember this bow, this rainbow. Remember that. Here we're going with the symbology so many will take as literal. The jasper and the ruby is the breastplate from Exodus 28, 15 through 21, and Exodus 39, 8 through 14. It shows us this is the breastplate of judgment. This awesome sight filled with colors is the Elohim of all 12 tribes. This is your high priest. This is the king of Israel. This is the first and last for all those who cross over. This is our king. 4:4. And around the throne were 24 thrones, and on the throne I saw 24 elders sitting, dressed in white robes, and they had crowns of gold on their head. Here is the 12 patriarchs and the 12 disciples, 24 total. 4:5. And out of the throne came lightning and thunders and voices, and 7 lamps of fire were burning before the throne, which are the 7 Ruach of Elohim. 4:6. And before the throne there was a sea of glass like crystal, and in the midst of the throne and around the throne were 4 living creatures covered in eyes front and back. 4:7. And the first living creature was like a lion, and the second living creature like a calf, and the third living creature had a face like a man, and the fourth living creature was like a flying eagle. See, first we had the high priest to all of Israel shown to us, the first and last above the ice dome, called the firmament in Genesis 1:6. Now we're being shown the camp of Israel, how it is spread out around the throne. The word of Elohim, exampled here as the law, is all seen. It always covers the camp, and the Ruach of Elohim flying like an eagle, riding the wind through the camp, seeing the praise and worship, visits us that we never cease in praising His holy name. 4:8. And the 4 living creatures, which having 6 wings, were covered with eyes all around and within. And they did not cease day or night, saying, Kodesh, 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 Yahweh, El Shaddai, who was, and who is coming. 4:9. And when the living creatures gave esteem and respect and thanks to him who sits on the throne, who lives forever and ever. 4:10. The 24 elders fall down before him who sit on the throne and bow before him who lives forever and ever. And they cast their crowns before the throne, saying, 4:11, you are worthy, Yahu'sha, to receive esteem and respect and power, and for you have created all. And because of your desire, they are and were created. Let's add context here. Genesis 1:1. When Yahu'sha made the heavenly host for his pleasure, all the sons of Elohim sang and praised with joy. He didn't make us in the flesh because he desired or took pleasure in a creation that gets sick and gassy with fluids draining everywhere. Now the flesh man came after Genesis 1:1, when this earth age was created, a way for his children to return to him blameless. That's the creation he takes pleasure in. Everyone in the church believes there's going to be another earth age after the millennial, but can't believe that this is the second earth age right now. It doesn't fit their indoctrination. It doesn't fit their narrative. And they are without the context of the doctrine our Messiah found favor with. What they were teaching in Revelation 2:9 and 3:9. All the other assemblies failed because they didn't know the three earth ages, how and why. That's why their context does not complement all the books in the Bible. It's why they travel outside the canon to support their bad doctrine, which never has true context with all the books of the Bible. Chapter 5, verse 1. And I saw in the right hand of him who sat on the throne a scroll written inside and on the back, having been sealed with 7 seals. This scroll is our Bibles. Written on the inside and on the back is both the Torah, Old Covenant, and the renewed covenant that some people call the New Testament. Remember, you must have both the law of the Torah and the testimony of Yeshua HaMashiach. Chapter 5, verse 2. And I saw a strong messenger proclaiming with a loud voice, who is worthy to open the scroll and to loosen the seals. 5:3. And no one in the Shamayim or on the earth or under the earth was able to open the scroll or to look at it. 5:4. And I wept much, because no one was found worthy to open and read the scroll or to look at it. 5:5. And one of the elders said to me, do not weep. See, the Lion of the tribe of Judah, the root of David, overcame to open the scroll and to loosen its 7 seals. The prophecy in the Tanakh was that our Father would provide his own sacrifice for us. And with the gift of the light of the world, not only in Genesis 1:3, but also when he was born in the month of the Virgin, it's opened the scrolls for us. Our Messiah came and foretold us all things. 5:6. And I looked, and I saw in the midst of the throne, and in the 4 living creatures, and in the midst of the elders, a lamb standing, as having been slain, having 7 horns and 7 eyes, which are the Ruach of Elohim, sent out into all the earth. Yeshua is in the midst of the throne of elders, meaning he was standing there with them, not sitting on the throne of Elohim. 5:7. And he came and he took the scroll out of the right hand of him standing on the throne. That verse just confirmed what I said. If Jesus is God, why is he walking up to himself? 5:8. And when he took the scroll, the 4 living creatures and the 24 elders fell down before the Lamb, each holding a harp and golden bowls filled with incense, which are the prayers of the Kodashim. 5:9. And they sang a renewed song, saying, You are worthy to take the scroll and to open the seals, because you were slain and have redeemed us to Yahu'sha by your blood out of every tribe and tongue and people and nation. That renewed song, my friends, is the renewed covenant, not the old, which wasn't destroyed, as Yahu'sha said in Matthew 5:17, but to bring to its fullest intent, to renew it, that everything written might be fulfilled. 5:10. And made us sovereigns and Kohanim to our Elohim, and we shall regain upon the earth. Now, the word Kohanim means priest, and a cardinal mindset or a false teacher might dictate this verse to animal sacrifice. But what is the most important duty of the title priest? And that is to teach. Yahu'sha, as the high priest, the perfect sacrifice, fulfilled that prophecy. So this is about teaching, bringing the lost, confused, and hopeless to the knowledge of living forever, free of darkness, death, and sin. He wants his children out in the world, winning souls, hearts, and minds. Remember the greatest commandment of all? 5:11. And I looked, and I heard the voice of many messengers around the throne, and the living creatures, and the elders, and the number of them was thousands upon thousands. 5:12. Saying with a loud voice, Worthy is the Lamb, having been slain to receive the power and riches and wisdom and strength and respect and esteem and barakah. Do you recognize this as the 7 spirits of the Lamb? This is the 7 sources that come from Yahu'sha's power, riches, wisdom, strength, respect, esteem, and a barakah. 5:13. And every creature which is in the Shamayim and on the earth and under the earth, and such as are in the sea, and all that are in them, I heard saying, To him sitting on the throne and to the Lamb be the barakah and the respect and the esteem and the might forever and ever. Here again, you have a Creator Most High and our Messiah, not 2 gods. 5:14 to close this chapter out. And the 4 living creatures said, So be it. And the 24 elders fell down and bowed before him who lives forever and ever. The book of the Apocalypse, chapter 6, verse 1. And I saw when the Lamb opened the seals, and I heard one of the 4 living creatures saying, like a sound of thunder, Come and see. 6:2. And I looked and saw a white horse, and he who sat on it holding a bow, and a crown was given to him, and he went out overcoming and to overcome. He came to conquer. I don't want you tripping over the Hebrew symbology with Greek idioms. See, he was holding a bow. This isn't a shoot and arrow bow. so much as it is a fake rainbow, a halo around his head like the beauty around the throne of Elohim. But this is a counterfeit. A crown was given to him. This is told to us in Mark chapter 13, when it tells us, "For many shall come in my name, saying, I am Messiah, and shall deceive many." Many folks already fall into this trap, as told to us in the first 3 chapters of this unveiling. Remember, the only doctrine found to be in favor is the one I am sharing with you now. So we have the first seal explained. 6:3. And when he opened the second seal, I heard the second living creature saying, "Come and see." 6:4. And another horse, fire red, went out, and it was given to the one who sat on it to take peace from the earth, and that they should slay one another. And a great sword was given to him. Oh, here we go. This one sent has the authority to take peace from the earth. That's communion. That's our feast of appointed times. It'll end. Why would anyone need to practice for the coming of Messiah when everyone already thinks he's here? Now you have the second seal. 6:5. And when he opened the third seal, I heard the third living creature say, "Come and see." And I looked, and I saw a black horse, and he who sat on it holding a pair of scales in his hand. 6:6. And I heard a voice in the midst of the 4 living creatures saying, "A measure of wheat for a denarius, and do not harm the oil and the wine." Now we have a black horse rider in control of buying and selling, causing a great burden on people who want to remain set apart. But that's not the real issue here. It is the famine that's coming. And it's nothing to do with wheat, but the word of Elohim. If this is beginning to look like the tribulation, that means it's striking a chord in your heart. And here is the good news. While everyone is kneeling to this rider of horses, waiting for him to rapture them away, the oil and the wine is protected. That's us. We've been sealed with the truth. Now that is opening the book of Revelation. We have eyes to see. Again, remember what was said to the assemblies in the first 3 chapters? You must know who Satan's children are in order to know him when he shows up as Messiah. 6:7. And when he opened the 4th seal, I heard a voice of the 4 living creatures saying, "Come and see." 6:8. And I looked, and I saw a pale horse, and he who sat on it had the name of Death, and the grave followed him. And authority was given to them over 1/4 of the earth to kill with sword, and with hunger, and with death, and by the beast of the earth. Now, what appeared to be a white horse, that is the righteousness of Yeshua HaMashiach, when all this started, has turned into a pale horse. The man of perdition has been revealed. See, these aren't individual demons riding in. This is all descriptions of Hasatan's arrival. This is the counterfeit. This is the false Messiah. 6:9. And when I opened the 5th seal, I saw under the altar the beings of those who had been slain for the word of Yahu'sha and for the witness which they held. 6:10. And they cried out with a loud voice, saying, "Oh, how long, O Anadai, Kodesh and true, until you judge and avenge our blood on those who dwell on the earth." Now here's an important part for those who say when we die we go to a hole in the ground, forgotten until judgment day. But does that match up the scripture we're reading here? No, my friends, when we die, our spirit returns to the Father. We will be with Yahu'sha, and He is our altar, or we'll be on the other side of the gulf waiting for that spirit to be purified by fire so it can return to the Father. Only the soul that had that spirit no longer exists. So don't be letting anyone tell you you'll be nothing when you die. You will not know anything here, but you will be alive spiritually because He is not the Elohim of the dead. 6:11. And they were given to each one a white robe, and they were told that they should rest a little while longer, until both their fellow servants and their brothers who would be killed as they were reach completion. What's happening here, folks? Revelation is being revealed to you. This is the apocalypse. Satan has come as our Messiah, promising to rapture everyone away, but he must sort through mankind, having each man kneel to him. And those who refuse will be brought as a witness before him, as a testimony to other saints and the world that this is not our Messiah, but a counterfeit. See, friends, this is the tribulation. Can you stand in the authority of a God and rebuke him? I mean, the pressure is going to be immense to cave. After all, it was your own family bringing you to this counterfeit Messiah in hopes you will be saved and get to be raptured away with them. This is not a physical death, but a spiritual death, as many who thought they were faithful to the Hebrew covenant are now facing a God who is telling them the pew sitters were correct and you were wrong. This is recorded in Mark 13:9. But take heed to yourselves, for they shall offer you up to councils and to congregations. You shall be beaten, and you shall be brought before rulers and sovereigns for my name's sake, for a witness against them. Again, this isn't beaten to death. This is the browbeating. Everyone pleading with you, your friends, your family, your preacher. That is Messiah. And please kneel to him as a God. We will be the witness. We will be the nation's last warning before Yahu'sha arrives. Let's look at Mark 13:10. And the good news has to be proclaimed first to all the nations. And when they lead you up away and deliver you up, do not worry beforehand what you are to say. But whatever is given to you that hour speak. For it is not you speaking, but the Ruach HaKodesh. Mark 13:12. And brother shall deliver brother to death, and the father his child, and children shall rise up against parents and shall put them to death. You shall be hated for my name's sake. Now the most important part. But he who shall endure to the end shall be saved. That's what makes you a saint in heaven. This is what places you under the altar Messiah. This is your white robes of righteousness. I know lots of people have a problem reading symbology, but you do realize death is Satan pretending to be our Messiah. I mean, none of you would deliver your children to death. You are not going to take mom and dad to their death, but you will deliver them to what you believe to be the Messiah. And if they kneel to him, they have found spiritual death. Something I don't like to do is give my personal life, but I believe this is a good example. In 2020, when they was forcing people to comply with the jibber jabber, my wife and I refused. My own father-in-law said he would turn me in and his daughter if they required it. And his excuse was it would be for our own good. Something that's coming, we are already being prepared for. Yes, this is your lifetime event. Read the signs, and here they are that this event is being revealed to us is true. Mark 13:14. And when you see the abomination that lays waste spoken of by Daniel the prophet standing where it should not be, he who reads, let him understand. Then those who are in Judea flee to the mountains. What is this abomination we see here, and what is also mentioned in Daniel? So let's go talk to Daniel in chapter 9:27. And he shall confirm the covenant with many for 1 week. And in the midst of the week he shall cause communion to cease at your appointed times. And for the overspreading of abominations he shall make it desolate, even unto the completion. And that determined shall be poured out upon the desolator. See, the abomination sitting on the throne where it should not be is Hasatan himself. The pale horse and the temple he is in is the synagogue of Satan, that only 2 assemblies in the book of Revelation taught. This is the doctrine of those 2 assemblies I'm sharing with you now. There will be no more church, no more Passover meals, no more prayers to heaven, because everyone will be deceived. The book of Revelation tells us all the world wandered after the beast. They will believe this is Jesus, and all that stuff is no longer needed. Folks, we will be the nation's last human witnesses. It will be tribulation. Real quick, I want to bring this into context with Matthew 24. So let's go talk to Matthew 24, verse 36. But of that day and hour knows no man, no, not the angels of heaven, but my Father only. But as the days of Noah were, so also the coming of the Son of Man shall be. For as in the days that were before the flood, they were eating and drinking, marrying and giving in marriage, until the day that Noah entered the ark, and knew not until the flood came and took them all away. So shall also be the coming of the Son of Man. 24:40. Then shall 2 be in the field, and one shall be taken and the other left. 41. 2 women shall be grinding at the mill, the one shall be taken and the other left. In the days of the Son of Man, that's Yeshua. The reference to Noah is compared to the witnesses standing before Hasatan, warning the world that this is a counterfeit. Same as Noah was warning of the wrath to come from Elohim. The warning to us here in the book of Matthew is not join the covenant with the synagogue of Satan. Do not go to him. You don't want to be taken before the true Messiah shows up. Let's go back to the book of Mark, telling us the same thing Messiah said about the rapture. In Mark 13:21, and if anyone says to you, look here, it is HaMashiach, or look there, do not believe it. 13:15 through 20, he who is in the house top, let him not go down to take whatever out of his house, and he who is in the field, do not come back to get his garments. For in those days there shall affliction such as not been from the beginning of creation. From the time the angels fell, they've never been more of an affliction on us since that time. Matthew 13:22. For false messiahs and false prophets shall rise and shall show signs and wonders to lead astray, if possible, even the chosen ones. The context here is watchmen. The context here is to be on the lookout. The context here is to read the signs of Shamayim, not just the clouds looking for a storm. Do not go to him. Endure the deception. Okay, back to Revelation. We're at 6:12. And I looked, and when he opened the sixth seal, I saw a great earthquake came to be, and the sun became black as sackcloth. The moon became as blood. 6:13. And the stars of the Shamayim fell to earth as a fig tree drops its unripe figs, being shaken by a strong wind. This is Hasatan and his angels being kicked out of heaven. Let's jump back to Mark real quick to get a witness to what I'm sharing. 13:23. And you take heed. See, I have forewarned you of all. Look, brothers and sisters, you have been warned of everything the adversary plans to do. You have been forewarned not to go to be raptured by him. See, the context complements the entire storyline. All these books are singing the same tune. 6:14. And the Shamayim parted like a scroll being rolled up, and every mountain and every island was moved out of its place. 6:15. And the sovereigns of the earth, and the great ones, and the rich ones, and the commanders, and the mighty, and the slave, and every free one hid themselves in the caves and the rocks of the mountains. Here in verse 14 we have the great shaking coming, much like the one in Genesis 1:2, only this will be a spiritual shaking. The kings of the earth, the people of the earth. 6:16. And he said to the mountains and the rocks, fall on us and hide us from the face of him sitting on the throne and from the wrath of his Lamb. 17. Because the great day of his wrath has come, and who is able to stand? Here you have the true white horse, true Messiah, and all those church people. All this family member they presented to us to death. That is Satan. We realized we were right. That was a counterfeit Messiah, and now the real one is coming, and those are ashamed of being tricked by the rapture that never came. They're asking the mountains to fall on them once they see that they've been kneeling to the false Messiah.